All right, Shalom. I'd like to start up with saying, Call Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Harikakudash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, double honors to our elder apostle as well, the One Bunny Yashar, all the down here in the Lions Den camp. Salutations to the icon of the push of the truth, sincerity too, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Chnox, Yon Bunny Yashar, all from the Lions Den of Yashar, all the camp. This is another Lions Den news and prophecy. All right, so here we go. This is Second Ezra chapter 15. Real quick. Chapter 15, verse 1, and it reads, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written on paper, for they are faithful and true. And that's basically what we're doing, as we make these videos discussing the things that are the things that are about to come to pass on both ends of the spectrum when it deals with destruction of this place Babylon, and also when it deals with the deliverance of the children of Israel and their salvation. All right, in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. So, because the Lord is bringing a message. All right, let's skip down to verse 5. It says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. See that? And this particular article right here is a biggie because what it's saying, it says, Pentagon warns future wars may hit U.S. soil as direct military threats grow. See that? May hit direct, and that's why uh, uh that's why they're acting as boastful as they're acting. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me find this shit. I'm looking for a particular scripture. Yeah, let me go there real quick. Wow. All right, so America is being very prideful and boastful with their movements right now because Trump said it himself. He said, can't nobody stop us." That's what he's declaring out of his mouth. He's like just like this. Hold on, let me get that real quick. All right, so it says Psalms 10 and 2, it says, The wicked and his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken into the devices they haven't imagined. That major device that they've imagined is this new world order that they're trying to put together. That's why they're saying let them be taken in those devices. Um, so he's always his ways are grievous. See that? It says verse 5, it says, verse 4 again, it says, The wicked through his pride will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all of his thoughts. See, it says his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Because America thinks that they're unstoppable. Babylon the Great thinks that they're unstoppable. They can't nothing's gonna happen to them. They're not gonna ever be in adversity. It says as for his enemies, he puffeth at them. He said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. See that? That's what it said. Nobody's gonna stop them. Nobody's gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what it's saying. So that's why his pride is so lifted up. Because America It says, those that are lifted up in their brigandine, meaning their armies, shoot at them. See that? This is Job 20, Job 20 and 22. It says, but the Lord is going to um put replace that pride with a sense of fear. See that? Ain't nobody ever think they'll see Esau fearful, but the Lord is going to put fear upon him, like because the Lord is he's the King of terrors. Um, hold on, hold on. All right, then Job. All right, it says this Job 18 and 14. It says his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the King of terrors. Wait, no, wait. Let's start at verse 11. Job 18 and 11. It says terror shall make him afraid on every side. Why is that? Because of this right here. All right, hold on. All right, because of this. It says terror shall be read again. It says terror shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet. This is uh Jeremiah 50 and 9. It says, For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. All right, from thence shall she be taken. Their arrow shall be as a mighty expert, none shall return in vain. You see that? You see that? So because of that, like the title of this article says, Pentagon warns future wars may hit U.S. soil as direct military threats grow. See that? And that's Yahweh Shemar Shai setting all this up. Job 18 and 11 says, terror shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. See that? It said, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and shall bring him to the king of terrors, man. See that? Bring him to the king of terrors. Who's the king of terrors? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So let's read this a little bit. So they think they're in a good case, but America's gonna get hit, man. America's gonna get hit. Hold on. All right, it says the Pentagon's newly released National Defense Strategy warns that future wars may no longer be fought solely overseas, arguing the U.S. military must be prepared to conduct combat operations directly from the American homeland as adversaries gain the ability to strike the United States itself. You see that? This is all we've been talking about. This is all what we've been talking about. Mm. So they've been dodging dealing with these proxy wars, been dodging anything happening on the whole home front, but they can't continue to dodge because the Lord is setting them up. That's why the Lord got them moving the way they're moving. Job 20 and 24, it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through, man. See that? It said it's drawn, it cometh out of the body, It said, it cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. All right. So basically, America does as America's going to have this pride all the way up to the point where 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 bow of the bow of steel shall strike him through. Right. Then you're gonna realize they've been hit. See that? When it cometh out of the body, he's looking down and seeing blood coming out. You know? And ultimately, I mean, yeah, they're gonna be coming out of missile silos, you know. But ultimately America's gonna realize that they've been hit and they've been wounded. And that's why terrors are gonna, you know what I'm saying, terrors are gonna be upon them roundabout. This is what's gonna bring him to the king of terrors, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. It says the strategy released Friday evening elevates homeland defense above all other missions, calling for expanded missile defense, counter drone systems, cyber capabilities, and long range strike forces capable of launching decisive operations from U.S. soil. Pentagon planners describe a global threat environment that is faster, more dangerous, and far less forgiving than in the past decades. The joint force must be ready to deter and call upon to prevail, including the ability to launch decisive operations against targets anywhere, including directly from U.S. homeland. See, that's what these other countries been doing. They've been figuring out ways that they can hit Babylon without going near from their own homeland. So now they behind Babylon behind the game on that. They're behind the game on that because these other countries have already put together a system that can touch American soil from their land. North Korea, China, Russia, all of them have capabilities of striking U.S. homeland without leaving their country. See that? All right. So it says more direct military threats to American homeland have also grown in recent years, including nuclear threats as well as a variety of conventional strikes, space, cyber, electromagnetic warfare capabilities. It adds one weapon, electro war. The, North Korea has a satellite that hovers over and goes across the United States multiple times a day, right? That I think is that has EMT capabilities, so where they can shut down the grid and have what I'm saying, America blind. All right, so Russia and China both field intercontinental ballistic missiles that can reach the continental United States, while North Korea has tested long-range missiles that United States officials say are capable of hitting the U.S. territory. Iran is not believed to possess intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of reaching U.S. soil, but Russia and China are, who are both backing Iran. Says after years of focusing on potential conflict with China in the Indo-Pacific, the strategy makes clear the Pentagon will seek what it calls a stable peace with Beijing, including expanding military-to-military communications. All right. So now they're trying to do everything that they possibly can to try to stop this from happening, but it can't because it's why it's being brought forth by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, this is Jeremiah 15:50 and 14. It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Right? And those arrows are 200 million that are going to hit this place. Shout against her round about. She has given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. This is the land of the unwalled villages. It says, for it is the vengeance of the Lord, take vengeance upon her, as she has done, do unto her, man. It says, cut off the sower from Babylon and him that handled the sickle in a time of harvest. Ain't gonna be none of that. No farming, no nothing, no agriculture, no business, nothing's gonna be going on here. It says, for fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee one to his own land. All right. So now, basically, the Lord is. That's why it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. This is Yahweh Shemel Shai setting all this up, man. So now, once again, read the title. Once again, it says Pentagon warns future wars may hit U.S. soil as direct military threats grow. All right, and we've been teaching, we've been prophesying about this for years, man. You know, all right, Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve the purpose for the hope elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai. With that, I'd like to say, Call Halayim, La Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Harikah Kodash, my mouth. Double honors to the elder apostle, the great millstone, and double honors to my elder apostle as well. I heard one by Yashar down here in the Lions Den camp. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth, sincerity, the truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Shalom.